In the European Union, many pesticides and fungicides that have been linked to issues such as cancer, reproductive problems, and neurodegenerative diseases have been banned for safety reasons. But as an investigation by a collaboration of organizations have revealed, these chemicals are still being exported from the EU and used on farms in Brazil. The investigation uncovered documents from the Brazilian Agriculture Ministry that showed a fungicide made by BASF and based on epoxyconazole, a chemical banned in the EU, was used on 2 plantations that supply Nestlé. According to the documents, one of these plantations was owned by a large Brazilian sugar corporation Copersucar, which sold €1 billion of sugar to Europe in 2020. More incriminating evidence found by Justice Ministry officials in Sao Paulo showed these farms were also using pesticides and fungicides containing active substances cyproconazole, fipronil, and trifluomuron, all of which are banned in the EU. The ECHA has classified the active substance epoxyconazole as a suspected carcinogen, and the European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, has echoed similar concerns. The UN Special Rapporteur on Toxic and Human Rights, Marcos Orellana, has denounced this abhorrent practice and urged the EU to implement a ban. CropLife International, which represents agri-chemical companies including BASF, Bayer, and Syngenta, said that the active ingredients in the pesticides have valid use registrations in several countries and thus argued that the chemicals' usage should not be restricted. Bayer, BASF, and Copersucar also released statements claiming all their products are safe for humans and the environment. Nestlé, meanwhile, said that all its suppliers must abide by the company's responsible sourcing standards and that it is not directly involved in campaigning against an export ban of banned pesticides and active ingredients in the EU. Officials at DG Santé, the EU body responsible for regulating pesticides, stated that the export of banned pesticides would be phased out eventually, although no timetable had been set. The EU's ban on these potentially dangerous chemicals was a direct response to rising concerns over their link to serious health risks amongst its citizens, and it's concerning to hear that they are still being used on plantations in Brazil, where those individuals don't enjoy the same protections as those in the EU. Hopefully the EU will soon implement a complete ban on exporting these hazardous substances and take further steps to ensure that their citizens are protected from potentially toxic chemicals.